On January 6, 1960, our indefatigable leader, Branch Rickey, and our league's founder, Bill Shea, along with officials from all 7 of our league's clubs, met with top businessmen, civic leaders, and sports people of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. Without any evidence of a single player, manager, general manager, or even a bit of playing paraphernalia, and still shy of naming our 8th member franchise, our diamond magnates shared that they were convinced that the American and National Leagues would never expand their present membership of 8 clubs each. After all, they had their big chance after their many promises when they held their winter meetings in Miami during the past December, and neither one made the move toward expanding. But now, Twin Cities baseball leaders were convinced of this fact, as were our recent converts, J.W. Bateson of Dallas and Amon Carter, Jr. of Fort Worth. J.W., a man of few words, shared his story of trying to acquire a major league franchise which mirrored the efforts of those from the Twin Cities who had attempted the same over the last 3 years. Branch echoed the same thing in his entertaining, informative, and exciting speech at the afternoon press conference. That same day, sports writer and event attendee Charles Johnson wrote in his Lowdown on Sports column that in visiting with some of the backers from our new circuit, he was convinced that many of our franchise owners probably knew little to nothing about the operations of a baseball club. He noted that we all had tremendous financial ratings, which was unquestionably true, and that we were eager for the chance to get into a new and exciting venture. Again, true. Branch addressed some of our roadblocks ahead, such as acquiring players, which Branch figured cost each major league about $2 million a year, calling the amount a ruinous figure. Branch thought we could accomplish this for a fourth of that amount by setting up a league scouting system with our member clubs drawing from a common player pool. Branch said that with draft and waiver rights, we would have limited access to most of the players not actively on the Major League's reserve list. That was 40 players each for a total pool of 640. Since each club would control about 200 players, Branch asserted that some 2,500 were left for which our league could deal. Regarding indemnities on territory we had taken over, Branch said that this would be our toughest assignment of them all. But he then reasoned that we would get it done through legitimate, he hoped, negotiations. For pension funds, Branch said the same group handling the Major League's pension fund was working out a plan for our league, and that the program would be financed largely by the pooling of television, radio, and exhibition games receipts. As far as getting cooperation from the majors, Branch said they had not budged yet, and that we had not asked them to, but assured everyone that we would. Johnson wrote that Branch was the brains of our enterprise and noted how all of us backers believed in him. Branch wisely acknowledged he was making no threats to the present baseball bosses and showed no signs of bitterness even though he knew he had been rebuffed. He also said that Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick had stated he would be the commissioner of the Continental League once the 8th team's membership was set. Johnson closed his column noting that he and other sports writers came away from various huddles at the Hotel Radisson that night with the impression that our new leaders were delighted with the reception they had received from top men in Congress after their meeting on Tuesday.